on. Welcome to week 2, day 1 meditation. So what we're doing here is just a basic meditation. In fact, I don't even have a meditation assigned here. We're going to go into what's taking place, how to structure your meditation to get the most out of it. I really like the quote here at the top. Instead of dwelling on your ability to remain focused, because none of us have a crazy strong ability, and if you do, good on you. Think about your ability to refocus. So when you get lost in the weeds, when you start thinking about your grocery list, when you start thinking about that argument you had with your spouse, your ability to come back to the breath or whatever it is that you're focusing on, that's where the training and where the magic happens, that ability to come back to center. Couple things to consider here in how you establish or practice your meditation. So there's different focuses. There's extroceptive, which is external stimuli. So that could be a point on a wall, or that could be a bird chirping, or your dog's playing, or something external to, and that's what you're paying attention to. That's your center. That's where you're coming back to. There's also interoceptive. Man, I'm doing a terrible job. Interoceptive. The perception of sensations from inside the body. So that's going to be our breath, the sensation of the breath. A lot of kind of tips and tricks are like, where do you focus on the breath? Is it right here? I've got a mustache, so I've got good sensation there for noticing the breath coming in and out of my nose. Or is it in my chest rising and falling? Or is it in my toes or in my hands? Like, where are you focusing? And am I focusing on things going on outside of me or inside of me? That's a decision to make when you come to the meditation practice. The next is a breathing pattern for relaxation or alertness. As a rule of thumb, if I want to relax and I'm not feeling super relaxed, if I want to relax, I'll actually increase the intensity of my breathing. So both in and also in the time. So if I'm wanting to relax, if that's the focus of what's going on, I'll actually increase my breathing. If I'm trying to focus or increase my capability and my performance, I'll actually kind of slow down my breathing, which seems kind of counterintuitive, that you think if you want to relax, you breathe more slowly. But actually the pattern is really crucial for what you're hoping to get out of this, because we're using meditation as a tool here. So your focus and your goal is important when you're using a tool, and we want to make sure you're using the right one. So this sets you up for understanding what it is that you're trying to achieve. The next is kind of asking a question of how disconnected am I feeling from myself and the world around me. Sometimes, if I'm feeling really disconnected, and we've got notes here, try focusing on interoceptive. So things that are going on inside of me. If I'm feeling a little more connected, if I'm feeling more centered with myself, try focusing on something external. Internal is a little bit easier. There's not as many distractions, especially if your extroceptive focus is something that happens with your eyes open. That can be really distracting for some of us. So good rule of work for breath work, if you want to include that in your meditation, we've got that here, is if inhales are longer than exhales, you will shift into a more alert state. If your focus is on longer, more vigorous exhales, you will relax. All right. Do some breathing, do some meditation.